When I moved down to Woking, I learned that H.G. Wells lived here for a while. Wells was a science fiction writer who wrote The War of the Worlds, and the first part of the book is set in and around Woking. I've read the book a few times, so I thought it would be fun to visit some of the locations mentioned in the book. The story starts with aliens on Mars planning to invade Earth because their own resources are dwindling. The Martians fire cylinders from the surface of Mars towards Earth, and the narrator watches the Martian activity from an observatory in Ottershaw with no clue what's going on. The observatory never existed, but the landing site of the cylinder on Horsell Common is a real location. I met up with Darren for a walk across the Common to have a look at the sandpit. It's about 2 miles from Woking to the Common, and there's an area there called the sandpit, and that's where the first cylinder crashes. Reading the description of the cylinder, it looks to me like it would have pretty much filled the sandpit area. An enormous hole had been made by the impact of the projectile, and the sand and gravel had been flung violently in every direction over the heath, forming heaps visible 1.5 miles away. The uncovered part had the appearance of a huge cylinder, caked over and its outline softened by a thick, scaly, dun-coloured incrustation. It had a diameter of about 30 yards. 30 yards is roughly 27 metres, which covers most of the sandpit area. The Martians kill most of the crowd surrounding the crater with a heat ray, but the narrator escapes and runs back to his home in Woking. Having tea with his wife, the narrator hears a loud bang coming from the Common and then a loud crash close to his house. From his garden on Maybury Hill, he can see across the town and discovers that the Oriental College and St Paul's Church have been hit. I saw the tops of the trees around the Oriental College burst into smoky red flame and the tower of the little church beside it slide down into ruin. The pinnacle of the mosque had vanished and the roof line of the college itself looked as if a 100-ton gun had been at work upon it. He realises his house would now be in the firing line of the heat ray on the Common, so he takes his wife to his cousin's house in Leatherhead. The college isn't there anymore, but the Shah Jahan Mosque and St Paul's Church are still there on Oriental Road. The mosque was built in 1889 and it is the first purpose-built mosque in the United Kingdom. These 2 locations are really close to Wells's home in Maybury Road, where the novel was written, and so are locations he would have known well. These are just a few of the places mentioned by Wells in War of the Worlds. There are many more heading towards London, such as Weybridge and Kingston upon Thames, and obviously London itself. One day, I'll go and have a look at those as well. The uncovered part had the appearance of a huge cylinder caked over in its outline, softened by thick, scaly, dun-coloured incrustation. Oh, you